Maria and Felipe were ready to start a new chapter in their lives. After years of living in a cramped city apartment, they moved to a spacious house in the countryside. The property was charming, an old house surrounded by a vast garden and a trail leading to a nearby forest. "This place feels like a dream," Maria said with a smile as she explored the house. For Felipe, it was more than a new home. It was a chance for a fresh start. During their first days, the excitement of unpacking and organizing filled their hours. While cleaning one of the back rooms, Maria found something unusual, an old diary hidden behind a shelf. "Look at this, Felipe. It seems like someone left it here on purpose," she said, intrigued. The cover was worn, and the yellowed pages gave off a faint, musty scent. Flipping through the book, Maria discovered a highlighted list in the middle. 5 things a couple must do to be eternal. Felipe chuckled at the discovery. "It sounds like something out of a movie," he joked. But Maria was intrigued. "Why don't we try it? It could be fun," she suggested. Felipe hesitated but eventually agreed. "Fine, but if anything weird happens, we stop," he said, unaware of how prophetic those words would become. "You want to know where this story is going, don't you? Then before we continue, if you want to help our channel keep bringing amazing stories, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed it, turn on notifications to find out when new videos are posted." The first task on the list seemed harmless. Plant something together in the garden. That afternoon, Maria and Felipe bought some plants and enthusiastically dug a patch of soil in the corner of the garden. The activity felt refreshing and brought them closer together. But that night, Felipe noticed something strange. When he looked out the window, the plants they had planted appeared to have grown far more than they should have in just a few hours. He didn't mention it to Maria, but a nagging sense of unease took root. The second task was more peculiar. Light a candle together at midnight and watch the flame. Maria set up the living room, and at the stroke of midnight, they lit the candle. The soft glow of the flame cast flickering shadows on the walls. Felipe began to feel uneasy when he noticed the shadows moving independently of the candlelight. Maria saw it too and quickly extinguished the flame. "It's probably just our imagination," she said, trying to reassure herself. But deep down, both felt unsettled. The third task marked a turning point. "Leave something important of yours in the forest." The diary directed them to a trail behind the house leading to a clearing. Following the instructions, they buried Maria's grandmother's necklace, a cherished family heirloom, under a tree. As they walked back, the forest seemed darker, and they heard faint footsteps behind them. When they turned around, there was no one there. Felipe tried to brush it off. "It's probably just the wind," he muttered, though he didn't believe his own words. That night, Maria had a disturbing dream. She was in the forest, surrounded by trees that seemed to whisper. In the center of the clearing, a hooded figure held her necklace and stared at her with glowing eyes. She woke up in a cold sweat, her heart racing. Felipe, meanwhile, confessed he had felt as if someone was standing by their bed during the night. The fourth task took them to the attic, a space they rarely explored. Share a secret with each other in the highest point of the house. Surrounded by old boxes and dusty furniture, they revealed secrets they had never shared before. As they were leaving, they heard a noise behind them. Turning around, they saw that a chest, which had been in the corner, was now in the center of the room. "That wasn't there before," Maria said, a chill running down her spine. The final task was the most terrifying. Stay together in total darkness for 1 hour. They turned off all the lights and sat in the living room. At first, the silence was unsettling but bearable. Then the whispers began. Felipe tried to turn on his phone's flashlight, but it wouldn't work. Suddenly, they heard rapid footsteps across the wooden floor, as if something was running around them. When the lights finally came back on, the diary was on the floor next to them, open to a page they hadn't seen before. What has been started cannot be undone. In the following days, the strange occurrences escalated. Objects moved on their own, and the feeling of being watched became constant. One morning, Felipe found Maria's necklace buried next to the plants that had inexplicably overgrown. They decided they had to get rid of the diary. Taking it back to the clearing, they burned it. As the flames consumed the pages, a distant scream echoed through the forest. Although the supernatural events subsided, Maria and Felipe never felt entirely safe again. The house, which had once been a refuge, now seemed imbued with a different energy. They avoided speaking about the diary, but both knew that something had changed forever. At night, they sometimes felt as if they weren't alone. The list left scars they couldn't erase and taught them a painful lesson. Some secrets are meant to stay buried. Want to know more about this story and many others we still have to share? Then don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Every day, a new story comes straight from our mysterious archive, filled with tales and accounts we've gathered from various sources. Cases with stories that will give you chills. Also, don't forget to share this video with that friend of yours who loves a good mystery.